This is Radio 2. Radio 2 has got it right. Through the day into the night. With much more music on BBC Radio 2.
And a very good morning to you, wherever you're listening this Thursday morning, Thursday the 9th of November. Radio 2 coming your way on VHF, 247 and 1500 metres longwave. Not forgetting those of you in tune with your BBC local radio stations.
Two's company for you on BBC Radio 2.
Yes, indeed, 2 is company. In a moment, the chimes of Big Ben for 5 o'clock, and our first look at the news. It's 5 o'clock, and this is James Alexander Gordon at the Radio 2 News Desk. Swift action by the Conservative leader, Mrs Thatcher, early today to remove 2 Rebel front bench spokesmen from her team. Both Winston Churchill, a defence spokesman, and John Biggs Davidson, who spoke on Northern Ireland, have lost their jobs. They defied the official Tory line and voted in the Commons last night against the government on the renewal of sanctions against Rhodesia. Mr Biggs Davidson resigned before he could be sacked. Altogether, 114 Tory MPs voted against the government, but the renewal of sanctions was approved by a majority of 199. The government faces another crucial vote tonight, at the end of the debate on the Queen's speech. The government is expected to win, but the result is likely to be very close. This is because the Scottish Nationalist MPs are supporting a Conservative amendment, which says that the government's policies are inadequate to deal with the country's economic problems. The major oil companies are now saying that the prospects for North Sea oil don't look so rosy after all. They're drawing up a report to be presented to the Energy Commission next month. In it, they say that on the basis of existing discoveries, our self-sufficiency in oil might only last for 6 years. The National Union of Teachers, the largest of the teachers' unions, has called on the government to treat the profession as a special case over pay. The union's General Secretary, Fred Jarvis, said their wages in relation to non-manual workers and civil servants had been seriously eroded over the past 4 years. The head of China's arms industry, Wang Chen, is due to see a demonstration of Britain's Harrier jump jet when he visits the British aerospace factory at Kingston-on-Thames today. There's been speculation for some time that China would place an order for the Harrier, but so far this has come to nothing. The former American President, Richard Nixon, has confirmed that he will be visiting France and Britain later this month. He'll be taking part in a 3-hour programme on French television and over here addressing the Oxford Union on foreign affairs. Well, that's the news. Now look at the weather. Northern areas will be windy with a good deal of cloud and some rain, more especially in northern Scotland. Southern Britain will be dry with sunny spells after early fog clears. That's all from the newsroom. Our next news on Radio 2 at 5:30.
Tony Brandon.
A very good morning and a warm welcome to the early show. 3.5 minutes past 5 o'clock. And these are the Yetis.
We were gathering watercress,
Down by the old mill stream.
From their LP Dorset style. That were the Yetis there. And the old watercress song. It's 6 minutes now past 5.
This is Radio 2. Good morning. Start the day right.
And a very good morning once again. Welcome to the Tony Brandon Show. Not quite as warm this morning as yesterday. Still not bad for November the 9th. Crazy about my baby. That was Bilk and his Paramount Jazz Band at 19.5 minutes to 6. Well, if this the moment now has arrived when you finally have to leap out from between the sheets to face a new working day, let's start the deep breathing exercises just to make sure that the lungs are in good nick. So over we go. Bedroom window, throw it open. That's it. And I warn you now, before you open it, it's a trifle chilly this morning. So put the pyjamas back on. Don't frighten the neighbours. That's it. Right, open the window now. That's it. And now breathe in. Isn't that beautiful? It's 23 minutes now past 6 o'clock. And I've got a card here which has come from Clwyd, which is in Wales. And it's from Martin, in fact, from Llandeg. And the message is, I'm sure her workmates will agree with me that Frances, who works in the Crossville bus canteen in Rill, deserves a record to be played. And it's just for her, first thing in the morning. Do you know she's got a smile for everyone? She's the happiest person I know, and she'd be thrilled to hear her name mentioned any time after 6 o'clock. I know she listens regularly to the early morning programme. You keep smiling, Frances. Who knows, the buses may be running to time next week. Jonathan King's got a new record out on the GTO label, and this is it. One for you. And one for me as well.
One for you. One for me. One for you.
The irrepressible Jonathan King.
One for you.
He's always around somewhere making records, that lad. Never one to miss out. That was recently released from JK on GTO Records. One for you and one pour moi. Quick call here on behalf of Mrs. Greta Morgan of 72 Henshaw Road, Wellingborough, in Northamptonshire. Could you give a call to my daughter Gwyneth, please, at 51 Hindmarsh Close, London, E1, between 6 and 7:15, just before she leaps off to work. And would you also give a mention to her husband, who has a birthday coming up on the 13th of November. Right, well, this is the last one before our next news of the day. Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney on the Isle of Capri.
Was on the Isle of Capri that I found you.
Beneath the shade of an old walnut tree,
Oh, I can still see the flowers blooming round you.
where we met on the Isle of Capri.
You were as sweet as a rose bud at dawning.
But somehow fate hadn't meant you for me.
And though we sailed with the tide in the morning, we are still on the Isle of Capri.
Summertime was nearly over, blue Italian skies above.
I said, lady, I'm a rover. Can you spare a sweet word of love?
This is Radio 2 with your traffic news.
Just coming up to 10 minutes past 7 o'clock, and the motoring information we have to hand so far. If you happen to be southbound on the M6 in Cumbria today, be prepared for lane switching between junctions 40 near Penrith and 39 near Kendal. 2 lanes will be closed for a distance of 2 miles for the replacement of studs. That's lane closures on the southbound carriageway of the M6 between junctions 40 and 39 in Cumbria. There it is, that's the motoring news. The time now is very nearly 11.5 minutes past 7 o'clock on a Thursday morning.
Music just for you on Radio 2.
Oh, how he sings, writing music to his cattle as he swings back and forth in his...
For the very first time on record, there you have it. A Radio 2 executive producers meeting. In fact, that was David Seville and the Chipmunks and the story of Ragtime Cowboy Joe. Well, there it is. That's my 2.5 hours pop jockeying over for another day. I'm going to move over now and make way for some entertainment here on this network. I think it's high time. News next on Radio 2. And then by the beard of Valdunican, it'll be Terry Wogan with The Breakfast Show. I'll see you again tomorrow morning with the music, the messages, and the rest of it just after 5. In the meantime, have a good day, and don't forget to stay tuned to 2. Till tomorrow then, from me, Tony Brandon. Bye-bye. It's 7:30 now, and time to join James Alexander Gordon at the Radio 2 news desk.
MPs last night voted to renew sanctions against Rhodesia for another year. And that's the news and weather at just after 7:32.
Terry Wogan.
Good morning. Well, we made it to Thursday, the 9th of November. 27 minutes to 8. Thanks to Tony Brandon, as usual, for a sparkling early morning show. Here's Bette Midler. Boogie Woogie Bugle Bow.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play.
I have a letter here from John and Mel, who, while boating on the River Ant, found a message in a bottle. And it came from Christopher Libot. And he lives in West End, Langtoft, near Peterborough. And I'm delighted to send him greetings, and I'm sure he had a wonderful holiday in the Broads. Your handwriting's a credit to you, Christopher. What a good idea to put that message in the bottle and send it down the Broads to Radio 2. And typical that it found its way here as well. Well, Christopher, a very good morning. And I'm going to call out some more young people now, particularly the classmates of Fiona Lynch, who go to school at Alexandra College. Well, somebody has to, in Dublin. And that's Form J5T particularly, and even more particularly, the form mistress. It's just to, as it were, sweeten her a little bit. Not that she needs it, says Fiona, very quickly. That's Mrs. Thompson. Good morning to you, Mrs. Thompson. It's the sort of modern equivalent of an apple for the teacher. Anyway, greetings to all the girls in J5T of Alexandra, and particularly Mrs. Thompson. It's, hang on, the light's shining on me clock. 6.5 minutes past 8 o'clock. Here's Elvis Presley.
Wise men say only fools rush in.
Dancing in the city, dancing in the city. Alice and we run, dancing in the city. Now we've just begun.
That's Marshall Hayne and Dancing in the City. It's just 27 minutes past 8 o'clock. I have here a burst of verse from the rhyming traffic warden, Harry Hartle. The Informer, it's called. Your racing advisor's a clever lad, with his tips and his racing twaddle. Does he breakfast off oats and bran, sitting in a saddle? Does he chase the mares all day over jumps and on the flat? Or must the lad wear blinkers to stop him doing that? Is he a big, tall, fat guy, or just a little dwarf? Does he wear top hat and tails? And does he shout, "They're off"? Well, we'll soon find out. From Tom Edwards.
Radio 2 goes racing.
Well, once again, there are 3 meetings, Market Raisin at 12:45 and Wetherby and Newbury at 1 o'clock. And now for news of Wogan's winner.
It's very thrilling, isn't it, Tom? I must say, I thought you read that as if you had your ear to the stable lad's wallet. And jolly nicely done. Well, now, hang on, I've got to stick the pin in. Full value is Wogan's winner in the 145 at Market Raisin. It's that new jingle, you see. It's 26 minutes to 9 o'clock. Good morning, Terry Wogan in the BBC studios in Manchester. And I'm not the only one either in the environs of Cheshire, because, is it called Cheshire? It's not one of the places they've jiggled around. Wilmslow is still in Cheshire, isn't it? Yes, a nod of assent from people in the know. Because Pete Murray's going to be in the Rex Theatre in Wilmslow, live and thrilling, and probably dropping his trousers in the time-honoured fashion. I wish he'd buy a new pair of Y-fronts, that's all. And his guests will be Slasher Drizzle, The Spinners, and Ted Rogers. That's Open House coming to you live from the Rex Theatre in Wilmslow, and indeed I might go over there myself and hurl some abuse. Anyway, the programme coming this morning from our BBC studios in Manchester, and glad to be here because we always get a warm welcome, lots of bacon butties and delicious toast.
Morning, all. I'd like to tell you about when I was a young boy. Must have been 3 or 4 months old at the time. I didn't really know what I wanted, and if I did, I wouldn't have been able to tell anybody because all I could do was gurgle. So I sat there in my high chair, thinking one day, looking at me tray and thinking what I'd give for a meal on there. So I started looking around to see what I could have. I was rubbing my eggy soldier in my head, trying to think. And then I looked in the corner, and there's a little bread bin with its mouth open, just staring at me like. And then I looked in, and I saw bread. I thought, oh yeah, I'll have toast.
Boop boopy doop.
Cheeky as ever. That's Marilyn Monroe, and I Want to Be Loved by You. The time is just after 26 minutes to 10. This is Radio 2, Terry Wogan, on the other side of 9:30, if you've just joined me. Coming to you this morning from the BBC studios in Manchester, and very bracing it is too, particularly with a couple of bacon butties inside you, and the kind of service you get here. I don't think I'll go back to London. And shouts of approval from London I can hear coming up the line. And from near Matlock in Derbyshire is another story. It comes from Marilyn Sargent, this card, and love and best wishes to in-laws on the 24th, this very day. It's their golden wedding anniversary. There's Norman and Gertie Sargent. Good morning, Norman and Gertie. At Whitworth Road, Chesterfield, from daughter-in-law Marilyn, son Malcolm, and grandchildren Rachel and Simon. From New Biggin Hall Estate in Newcastle-on-Tyne, Marlene Kirkwood. The first time she's written, and first time lucky. It can happen that way, and I'm apologising in advance to those of you who may be infuriated by this because you've written maybe 3 or 4 times and never had a dedication played. That's just the luck of the draw, I'm afraid. We try and get through as many as we can, particularly on the weekend, and keep talking and do something for Marlene. It's her sister Joan's birthday, and she'll be listening in today. So I don't know whether it was yesterday or today, but a happy birthday, whether we're previous, adjacent, or late. Happy birthday to Joan from Marlene. Yeah, just a taste to whet your appetite. The Baronites and a taste of aggro. Well, this morning the programme came from BBC Studios, Oxford Street in Manchester. And as always, it was a pleasure to be here. Our particular thanks to Tony Worthington and Dave West, to Tom Edwards in London. His fingers a blur over the complicated machinery. It says here. This was a Geoffrey Mullen production. Sick Transit Gloria Swanson. Executive producer in charge of nearly everything, Derek Mills. Have a very good weekend. See you Monday between 7:30 on 10 and 433 on meets medium wave. 10 o'clock.
BBC Radio. This is Radio 2. Jimmy Young.
Morning all, our thanks to Terry Wogan, of course, and a warm welcome to the Jimmy Young programme, where today, with the Prime Minister's peace initiative on Rhodesia, we'll be trying to find out whether there in fact is a basis for all-party talks, why the police are launching a new campaign to stop doorstep swindlers, and, of course, Legal Eagle, Bill Thomas will be around here later on in the programme answering your legal problems. And, of course, anything else we think you find interesting that tonight it occurs this side of 12:15, we'll bring to you. Right now, Second Life. Now, that's the Bee Gees there, and Too Much Heaven. Now, you may well be aware by this time that Mr. Wogan played one of my records this morning, which, and a lady phoned in, you see, and said, terrific, said, you should be on Top of the Pops, Jim. As though that were not enough, Mrs. Alexander of Holbrook in Suffolk said, I heard your record this morning. I think you've got a wonderful voice, Jim. You should certainly sing more often. Stop laughing next door. It's not funny. Jean Leask from Newcastle. I thought your record was wonderful. Mrs. Bryant phoned from Taunton in Somerset. I heard your record on the Terry Wogan show. Made my day. You're really tops at singing, you are, Mrs. Bryant. That's not what my scullion type of crew next door are saying. They're all falling about laughing, you see. Yeah, you'll laugh the other side of your faces, matey, in a minute. You'll have gathered, Beagle, that Mr. Wogan played one of my records this morning. He played a rather elderly version of Too Young. Mr. Crow and Mr. Bendel have just telephoned from Eastbourne and said everybody seems to be ringing up to say how much they enjoyed Jimmy Young's record of Too Young on the Terry Wogan record. We heard it. We didn't think it was him at all. We thought it was the Baron Knights, they said.
And they're saying about a replica, you see.
Mrs. Hull phoned from Hemel says many years ago, when I was a youngster, I went to see Jimmy Young doing a concert. I shall never forget him singing Kiss of Fire. And she had two females sitting in front of me, sobbed all the way through. It was absolutely terrific, it was.
Yes, they probably thought...
Stop laughing, next door, you fool.
They've probably gone to the wrong place. That's why they were sobbing. They thought they were going to the pictures.
No, I was in the film as well.
Oh, my God, not James Dean. You're not really James Dean, are you? Reincarnated.
There was about 7 seconds of me and then I was gone. Yes.
I see, yes.
Right, George Brown.
Hello, George.
This one lives at Teddington. Now, after enlisting with the East Surrey Regiment in 1929, I served over 7 years before being transferred to the reserves. Well, I was then recalled in September 1939, but after less than a year's service, I was finally discharged as being permanently unfit for any form of military service. Now, after hearing of other old soldiers who recently discovered that they're entitled to an army pension, what I want to know is whether I too am entitled to one due to my medical discharge after 11 years' service. And if I am, how do I go about claiming it?
Well, if you are, Mr. Brown, you write to the Ministry of Defence, I suppose, and invite them to send you some money. They would be the people who will tell you. There is a pensions department in the Ministry of Defence, and I suggest that you write to the MOD and ask them to tell you whether or not you qualify. If they don't agree or if they don't reply, then you could get your old regiment's association, your former regiment's association. I don't know what it's called. It was the East Surreys, wasn't it, James?
Oh, hold on.
Pay attention.
Yes, it was the East Surrey Regiment. I was trying to keep my troops in order out there.
Queen's Own, isn't it, the old East Surrey? But because it's now amalgamated, it's probably the Avon Regiment or the Greater London South Regiment or something.
I was a blue job myself, so I don't know.
Yes, indeed. Well, yes, I was a sapper. Because I'm older than I look, you see. And although the Queen and I had a short engagement and then broken off by mutual agreement. However, be that as it may, you can get on to your old regiment's association, Mr. Brown, or you could try the Army Benevolent Fund, because they are extremely helpful and forthcoming in sorting out queries relating to former soldiers who are in any sort of difficulty. I have the greatest admiration for the ABF. I think they do a grand job, and a lot of people don't know they exist at all.
Let's hear about home cooking, about home cooking, home cooking on Radio 2.
What's the recipe today, Jim?
It's fruit lattice, Raymondo, and it was sent in by Joan Eggleston of Hillcrest Poultry Farm, Warsop Lane, Blidworth, Mansfield, Notts. Thank you very much indeed, madam. Are you poised, team? I don't want to interrupt your coffee morning in there, but would you kindly pay attention? Thank you very much. Dear, oh dear, they're sitting there. Yak. Right, now, you're now poised, are you? Good. Right, off to your jolly well. 8 ounces of self-raising flour. And Raymondo, who will leap in and say,
This is what you do.
What do you do then? You rub 3.5 ounces of the marge into the flour. What are we going to do with the other half ounce of marge? Jim, stick around. Gas 4, 350F, 180C, electricity, 30 minutes at a time, or until the fruit is cooked. And then eat. You can eat it hot or cold with cream, so it's 4 to 6 people, and it freezes well to boot. Do you have fruit lattice? I say, yes, she does, she says. Well, I'll say one thing about this prog. It may not be much good, but it always gets out on time. Now, thank you very much indeed for your contributions to Same today, and every day too, for that matter. Nice to have your thoughts on the things we do, of course. Always grateful and very pleased to hear from you. Thanks also to our lot at this end, all our researchers, Chief Researcher John Gurnett, who with Mike Rhodes is being taken to an expensive lunch today, and I didn't get invited. Liz flitting about the studio, Nick twiddling the knobs on the panel next door, and Prods Harry Waters and Anne Mann. Yes, and I shan't forget it either. Waggoner's Walk, 12 seconds. Pete Murray, 12:30, open house guest today, Richard Bryars and Patrick Garland. Us at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Till then, you take care of yourselves, and JY saying BFN. Bye for now.
Well, we heard earlier that Jimmy Young had forgotten his spectacles, but at least he did manage to see his way to spinning Mr. Murray's new record. The latter, hopefully armed with requests, takes over right now because it's 12:30.
BBC Radio. This is Radio 2. Pete Murray.
And I've got my glasses, and thank you very much indeed, Jim, for playing the record. Good afternoon. Yes, it's Pete Murray wishing you a very good afternoon, and on the show this afternoon I shall be talking to Richard Bryars in the first part of the show, and in the second half of the show to Patrick Garland. We also have two carry-on singing contestants doing battle with a verse of a well-known no song, and plenty of music and requests. The first record features somebody who really needs no introduction, but I'll give one anyway, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. That was Sammy Davis, referring to Frank Sinatra, with a song called That Old Black Magic. And the time is 27 minutes to 1. And back on the turntable, we have another record, this time featuring a very happy duo, Carly Simon and James Taylor, and they're going to sing a song especially for Marion Sanderson of 23 Packsaddle Park in Prestbury, to wish you, Marion, a very happy birthday today, with love from Mum and Dad and Edward and all the friends of Marion Sanderson in Prestbury, devoted to you.
Play it now, my baby, crack the nose and make me smile. Girl, if it lasts for an hour, well, that's alright, 'cause we got all night to set the world right. Find us a dream that don't ask no question. Bye, 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 bye.
Oh, that's Crackling Rosie. It was sung by Neil Diamond, and it comes from the Radio 2 album of the week, which is also a recently released record called 20 Golden Greats, and it's on the MCA record label. This is Pete Murray's Open House, and the time is just coming up to 23.5 minutes past 1. In this part of the show, I've been talking to Richard Bryars, resplendent in splendid jersey, knitted by one of his many fans from the Good Life days. We've had another lady get on the line to say when is the Good Life coming back. We've already established, I think she might have missed that part of our conversation, that it has gone forever.
I'm afraid it has. Yes, with great regrets and much love, I'm afraid that's it. But lots of repeats.
Lots of repeats coming
Yes.
up, yeah.
Yes.
So you can always see it again.
Yes.
And I'm sure, actually, the person that kept having their garden dug up, in a way, I'm sure they were quite pleased to have the garden dug up and
Yes.
become quite famous from it.
Yes.
In a way, a certain relief, I would think, wouldn't it?
Oh, I think so, yes.
I think they'd had enough of
Oh,
that.
they sold the house immediately after I left.
Did they really?
Yes. Yes. Nothing personal, they assured me, but I don't know.
The garden by that time had been restored, I hope.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But, I mean, the soil was so wonderful, and the present owners are absolutely sweet people, and because they don't grow vegetables, which is a shame, because the garden's about 2 feet down, is sort of solid richness for 2 feet. It's wonderful. Dug up 3 or 4 times and manured. I mean, it's wonderful. So they just got a lawn, like me.
Have you learnt anything from it at all?
Yes, not to try and do it.
And on that happy note, Richard Bryars, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Richard opens on December the 20th at the Theatre Royal in Norwich in Babes in the Wood, and he is playing Nanny. Nanny Goodlife.
Yes.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that season, and it won't be too long before you come back and talk to us about yet another Alan Ayckbourn play, I'm sure of that.
That would be lovely. Thank you very much, Pete. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Richard. As we say farewell to Richard, we say hello to Mrs. Wilson of 15 Hardridge Road, Corkerhill, Glasgow, SW2. We have a song on the turntable featuring Roberta Flack, and it's for your sister's Ruby wedding anniversary today. Sister and brother-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Nellie and Vince Chamberlain, and number 3, Helena Terrace, Bishop Auckland in County Durham. Tell them I wish them every success and very, very happy celebrations of the day.
The request comes from Sister Vera Wilson and her 3 daughters, Margaret, Susan and Elaine, from Glasgow in Bonnie, Scotland. Corker Hill, to be absolutely precise. To wish you, Mr. and Mrs. Nellie and Vince Chamberlain in Bishop Auckland, a very happy ruby wedding anniversary today. Roberta Flack sings, Come Share My Love. I recall a gypsy woman. That was sung by Don Williams. And we just got time to make another call before we go over to the 2 o'clock news. And this is to Mrs. M.E. Owen of 138 Garth Owen, Newtown in Powys. Love to all at Newtown from Beryl Johnson of Lower Farm, Vellington, Westbury in Shrewsbury. Hope you're all listening there. We have a carry-on singing contestant, Mrs. Vi Leafield of Portal Road, Swindon in Wiltshire. Good afternoon to you, Vi.
Good afternoon.
I hope you're well.
Yes, thank you. A bit cold.
A bit cold, isn't it? Yes, but I hope you're wrapped up inside all right, are you?
Yes, yes.
Haven't got anything wrong with the heating or anything?
No, as well, I've been standing by the radiator waiting for the phone.
Oh, dear. So you're ready, warmed up and raring to go?
Oh, yes, but I don't know about rearing to go.
Are you going to have a problem with this song too?
Well, I've got one ready, but I don't think it is. You know, it's such a hard one.
It is a hard one. Yes, it goes like that sometimes.
Yeah.
But still, we hope for the best, and we hope that you'll get a little bit of inspiration when we spin it in for you. Here it is.
It was just a night like this, filled with bliss. You led my heart astray. 'Twas just a real sweet chance to learn romance in a perfect way. It was the end of a perfect day. Say,
you may not be an angel.
I'm going to give you another go because somebody else sang that the other day. Have you got anything else you might think it might be?
Oh.
Oh. Oh, Vi. Talk to me.
Well, I've got plenty. I don't know what to do. I'll just sing one. This won't be it anyway. Evening shadows make me blue when each weary day is through. How I long to be with you, my happiness.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing. I know it's wrong.
You're right, it's wrong. Oh, never mind, Vi. There's no problem. You can now get on the call and say who you'd like to say hello to.
All right, thank you. I'd like to send wishes to my husband Arthur, who's waiting in the next room, and my son Jeff and his wife and his two children. My son Stuart and his wife Lander, who lives at Highworth. That's all about all now. So.
Well done, Vi. I hope you're feeling warm enough now,
I feel a bit trembly.
The knees have gone, have they?
Yeah.
I know the feeling only too well.
Anyway, I enjoy your programme very much.
That's
please.
very nice of you. We've enjoyed having you as a carry-on singing contestant.
Yeah,
All the
right.
best to you, Vi.
Right, thank you. Bye.
That was Vi Leafield of Portal Road, Swindon in Wiltshire. Regrettably, once again, not a winning carry-on singing contestant.
And so
Well, that was I Know Why, and So Do You, sung by Anne Shelton with the Wally Stott Orchestra. And here's a rundown of the weather. Glasgow, cloudy 3 degrees, 37 Fahrenheit. Edinburgh, cloudy 0. Belfast, cloudy 5. Newcastle, fair 1. Manchester, cloudy 2. Leeds, fair 2. Birmingham, sunny 3. Norwich, sunny 6. Cardiff, fair 2. Plymouth, fair 6. And London, fair 4. 39 Fahrenheit. The warmest place on the list, although it's cloudy, is Belfast, 41 Fahrenheit. The forecast for the United Kingdom for the rest of the day: most of central and eastern areas of England will stay dry and cold, with temperatures barely above freezing, and some patches of freezing fog may persist through the afternoon. Wales, the more western areas of England, and central and eastern Scotland will be rather cloudy, and later today there'll be some rain. Sleet or snow, but this will be chiefly in Scotland. Western Scotland and Northern Ireland will have some rain at times, preceded by sleet or snow, especially over high ground. That's the end of the weather forecast. And on to our last request of the day, to a lady celebrating a birthday in Whistley Down in Yelverton, Devon. At Greystones, Whistley Down, Yelverton in Devon to be precise, Mrs. Frances Wogan. A very happy birthday to you from all the family, particularly your granddaughter, Annette Tabor. So there we are, there's the greeting, and here's Mr. Lou Rawls.
wine and I don't dip stuff. I don't smoke no funny stuff. If you see Dollar Green, tell him I need him in my jeans. I got to go out and get me some bread and beans. Have you seen Dollar Green? Green!
Yeah, that was Lou Rawls and Dollar Green. That brings Pete Murray's Open House to a close, produced by Angela Bond and David Verco, with studio production by Peter Chiswell. On the show today, Richard Bryars and Patrick Garland were our guests, and on the show tomorrow, Norris McWhirter and Chris Sanford, plus 2 carry-on singing contestants. And talking of carry-on singing contestants, thank you, Rosemary Jeffers of Brookside, Telford in Shropshire, and thank you, Vi Leafield of Swindon, Wiltshire, for taking part in the programme today. And this is Pete Murray, wishing you all, wherever you may be, a very happy and peaceful day. And how's life up there on the first floor, David Hamilton?
Oh, it's just a bit taters around the old turntables at the moment, actually.
I notice your turntables have been going a little bit cold lately, haven't
they have, but I did
Very
like...
painful, too, they can be.
Very nasty. I like that last record of yours, though, Dollar Green.
It's a good record.
It reminded me, actually, of a girl I went out with the other night. She looked like $1 million.
Really?
All green and wrinkled.
Very good.
I just saw in the Radio Times for next week...
You do read the best papers, don't you?
You're not going to be with us.
No. Next week I'm off, as they say. I've been off for a long time, mate.
Well, I didn't like to say that.
But I thought I'd get it in before you did.
Yeah.
But no, I'm off.
You should do.
I'm off for the next 3 weeks, definitely off. But I don't think we'll be going away. I mean, we'll hope to get a week somewhere. I think.
You're not tennising then? I thought you might be. Knowing your love for tennis.
Yes, I was hoping to do that, but it all turned out to be far too expensive for just 1 week. I couldn't afford all that. It's ridiculous. Well, the money they pay us here, you're ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, I don't do all these discos like you know.
I'll get you a gig if you like.
You promise?
Yes. We'll do a double act. That should close the place.
Oh, that'd be terrific.
Well, I tell you what we'll do. We'll take our double act out on the road.
Oh.
Should be marvellous.
Yes, it'd also be obscene, I should think so.
They close the variety theatres. We could close the discos.
Indeed we could.
Listen, I'm feeling groovy. What about you? Harper's Bazaar. Bye, Pete.
The morning laughs just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy.
That's Harper's Bazaar and the 59th Street Bridge song, Feeling Groovy. And if you're feeling groovy too, we have some nice groovy sounds for you between now and 4:30 this afternoon. And this is Elton John and...
Time love. David Hamilton.
Well, if it's a bit cold outside, now's the time to warm yourself up with a cup of the old Rosie Lee. So if you have the chance, get the kettle on and join us for tea at 3. Even sing along with our little song.
If you're slaving all at home or relaxing, or you're working in a noisy factory, just set yourself free when the clock strikes 3, because everything stops for tea.
It's a lady who's picked the tea break today. I'm just trying to make out her signature. The first name is B, but the second name looks like Squirewell. Anyway, the address is Munston Street, Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk, and her favourite artiste is Jim Reeves.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone. Love me now, for now is all the time there may be. If you love me, Mary, Mary, marry me.
Well, there you are. Nice gentle tea break for you today with Jim Reeves. I hope you enjoyed that. And we'll be back, of course, with another of your favourite artists in the tea break tomorrow. This is the part of the programme that you pick. So why not write into us and tell us who your favourite artist is? And if we read out your letter and play your favourite artist, then we will send you a bumper package of tea bags. And I think there are about 140 of them. 140 tea bags in the bumper package, so it should keep you going for a while. The address to write, I'll give you that. It's Tea Break, David Hamilton Show, BBC Radio 2, London W1A 4WW. There, that's not difficult, is it? And it's the same address, of course, for a dedication. And here is a dedication for John Fogg of 31 St Margaret's Road, Plimpton, Plymouth and Devon, who says, could you play a request for a dear friend, Lily Kimball, who lives at Cowan, Neath, Glamorgan in South Wales. And I think it's Lily's birthday today. Mona and Tom Bastable were calling at 143 Devon Road, Newark in Nottinghamshire, and they're celebrating their 31st wedding anniversary today, and good wishes from loving mum and family and sons, daughters and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren too. And here's Audrey Earle
of 41 Crescent Road, Benfleet in Essex, who tells me that her daughter Sue has an 18th birthday, yes, today. And could you dedicate a record to her today? With love from Mum, Dad, Janet and Stephen. Finally, on the tea break today, we're calling Jean Young of 52 Kamer Road, Scarborough in Yorkshire, who sent me at least a couple of cards here, to play a request for her sister, Nora Green of Touchwood. And Touchwood, you're lucky. 7 Woodscroft, Lichfield in Staffordshire, because living quite so far apart, we see each other very rarely indeed. Also, it's her birthday today, so please send her all my love and best wishes. Here's Dr. Hook and Sharing the Night Together.
Kind of lonely girl, would you like someone?
David Hamilton's Top 30 game.
And our contestant on the Top 30 game today is Gwen Corner from Winchester Crescent in Sheffield. Hello, Gwen.
Hello, David.
Lady living in Yorkshire, but in fact, you're from the northeast, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
You were born in Newcastle?
No.
Oh,
I was born
wrong.
in Bishop Auckland.
Bishop Auckland?
Yes, that's right.
It's County Durham, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's southwest Durham.
Yeah,
yes,
not...
not to be confused with Geordieland.
Oh, I see. You don't like it being called
Oh,
Geordieland?
yes, I love it being called Geordieland, but people say that, you know, the Geordies are sort of Tyne and Weir,
Yes.
and I'm southwest Durham, not Geordie.
You sound like the posh lot.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
we didn't talk like that, you know.
Right. Question 3 is, in which year was Del Shannon's Runaway a #1 hit? And we'll give you a choice of 3. Was it in 1961, 1964, or 1967? In which year was Del Shannon's Runaway a #1 hit? Was it 1961, 1964, or 1967? Which one will you have?
61.
I'm glad you said that because it's right.
Yeah, well, it certainly wasn't 67 because that was far too late. That was after my son was born, and I know it wasn't after that.
Good thinking. Good thinking. 1961 it was, you're right. And you won Manhattan Transfer Live.
Oh, lovely.
Which was your second choice album. Great, well, nice to talk to you, Gwen, and I hope you all enjoy your albums.
Thank you very much, David. Nice to talk to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a Band of the Black Watch and something borrowed from Laurel and Hardy. It's the Laurel and Hardy theme, of course, otherwise known as the Dance of the Cuckoos. And it's 17 minutes past 4 and we have the top class now. And a letter here that comes from Mrs. Kay Lewis of 4 Malvern Close, Brant Road in Lincoln. And she says, I'd like to nominate the 1-year intensive housemaster course, I think that is it. Couldn't be horsemaster, could it? At, anyway, Newark Technical College for your top class award. The class consists of 9 luscious, lovely females and my poor husband. The poor lad comes home shattered every night after a grueling day with these femme fatales. Perhaps if they get a top-class certificate, they will be satisfied. If you could read this on a Wednesday, they will be listening while they do their activities. Yours, hopefully, a too energetic wife. Mrs. Kay Lewis of 4 Malvern Close, Brant Road in Lincoln. Well, I don't quite understand what they all get up to, but anyway, we'll make them top class, and we will send them a certificate to prove it too.
Album of the Week here on Radio 2.
And don't forget you can hear the next episode of Wagner's Walk tomorrow at 4:30 right here on Radio 2. Meanwhile, you can hear a repeat of this episode tomorrow at 12:15.
Wednesday on Radio 2. John Dunn.
Hello again, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the program that makes the rush hour bearable.
Well, now, today we shall be hearing about George Orwell's predictions, we shall be hearing a singing car park attendant, and about Lily Langtry's Bournemouth pad. Also, we shall be getting away from it all to Venus, or even perhaps Mars or Jupiter. Shirley Bassey's been doing some stargazing too.
Stargazer, you with your head in the heavens.
Quite a few suggestions for songs for swinging car park attendants. We've had the Bubble Car song, yes, from several people. 57 Chevrolet as well, that's another one. Big Yellow Taxi, had that one already. Here's a clutch from Judith Pelican of Potter's Bar, though. She suggested You're Driving Me Crazy, of course. There's a coach coming in. Wheels, yes. And how about this couple? So Tired, and the Engine Love Call? Good, Judith. Thank you very much indeed. If you've just joined us, we're looking for songs for swinging car park attendants because we had a singing car park attendant in the beginning of the programme. Just one or two suggestions for songs to add to his repertoire. Simple as that, really.
Stereo VHF 693 and 909 kilohertz. This is Radio 2.
And the time is 5:45, and here's Gerald Williams with the sports news. Jerry.
Evening, John. Thanks very much. And finally, cricket, and the England team to meet Australia in the first test, which starts in Brisbane on Friday, will be unchanged from the one that beat Queensland. That's it for now.
Tonight at 8:15, Radio 2 presents European Soccer Special. Follow the action of this evening's game between the England squad and European champions Czechoslovakia, live at Wembley. Peter Jones and Alan Parry are your commentators, and our radio sports unit will be out in force to bring you news and their views of the Czech Challenge. That's on Radio 2, 433 and 330 meters, while on VHF and Radio 1 frequencies, there's Listen to the Band, Semprini Serenade, and the Impresarios. But football is favourite on 433 and 330 meters at 8:15 tonight.
Now, Sotheby's this morning auctioned a packet of 65 so far unpublished love letters that have a rather topical interest at the moment. They were written by Lily Langtry and they fetched £8,000. Now, it just goes to show how a television programme can literally alter values. 21 years ago in New York, a bundle of 27 amorous letters from King Edward VII, then the Prince of Wales, of course, to Lily, raised just about $1,000, worth about £375 at that time. And those are the royal letters, and today's actually fetched 8,000. But the Jersey Lily and Bertie story isn't just centred on the high spots of London. Here's Eric George on the line from Bournemouth.
Down here in Bournemouth, we have among the pine trees in a pleasant road on the East Cliff a living souvenir of that great romance between Lily and Bertie. Is she trying to express approval, or otherwise, of the 1978 TV version of her life? I wonder.
Eric George there on the line to us from Bournemouth. Here's a very appropriate melody to play. The love theme from Romeo and Juliet, Henry Mancini's orchestra and chorus.
Stereo VHF 433 and 330 medium wave. This is Radio 2.
Producers today were Colin Martin, welcome aboard, and Brian Willey. And the researcher as ever, of course, John Mackay. Well, what can I tell you? Sports news coming up very shortly, then at the news at 7 o'clock, 2 minutes past, Robin Richmond and the organist entertains tonight. And a final thought from Sir Winston Churchill. Short words are best. And the old words, when short, are best of all. Good night.
And the time now is 6:45.